I never thought about it as trying to have a need to prove something to him other than I wanted him to be proud of me.
Under the blazing red sunset of the American West, a quiet ranch nestles among the lush green hills of Oregon, where the sound of galloping hooves merges with the howling mountain wind. This is the secluded haven of Sam Elliott, the man with the legendary mustache and a voice like thunder, adored as Hollywood's immortal cowboy icon. But behind that righteous image lies a cowboy unafraid to stand against the world. Once he publicly criticized one of Hollywood's most powerful figures, a bold move that sent shockwaves through the film industry. Years later, Sam again set the media ablaze when he bluntly called an Oscar-winning film a piece of garbage. Those razor-sharp words came at a heavy price, yet they forever marked him as one of the most straightforward men in the history of cinema. Now at 81, despite possessing a vast fortune, Sam Elliott chooses a peaceful life on his more than 200-acre ranch in Oregon. But what made the man who once shook Hollywood decide to walk away from it all? And what is that life truly like? Stay with us until the end of this video to uncover the story behind one of Hollywood's living legends. Born on August 9, 1944 in Sacramento, California, Sam Elliott grew up in a middle-class family bound by discipline. His father worked for the U.S. Department of the Interior, and his mother was a high school physical education teacher. Although no one in the family had any artistic background, at the age of 13 after moving to Portland, Sam discovered his own world among the lush green hills, misty pine forests, and endless rain, a Wild West that felt half real, half dream. In the 1950s, Portland awakened the cowboy dream in him. He would sneak into movie theaters watching John Wayne ride across the prairies, mimicking his gait and his slow, dusty drawl. In the late afternoons, helping his father build chicken coops or leading horses for the neighbors, Sam dreamed of being a gunslinger under the sunset. But his father, a man grounded in reality, never believed in that dream. When Sam mentioned acting, his father merely gave a dismissive smile. "Don't waste your time on foolish things." That sentence, sharp as a blade, wasn't enough to break him, but it left a wound that smoldered quietly for years. Then tragedy struck. At 18, Sam's father died suddenly of a heart attack. The shock forced him to grow up overnight. "My dad died before I ever proved anything," he later recalled. "But his death taught me one thing: don't fear failure, fear never trying." After the funeral, Sam left Portland and enrolled at Clark College, where he stepped onto a stage for the first time. In a small room lit by a pale yellow light surrounded by the silence of the audience, he realized something simple, yet absolute: this was where he belonged. From that moment, his path was set. The boy from Oregon with a Western dream began his journey to becoming the unyielding cowboy, who would one day not only live on screen but challenge Hollywood itself with his honesty. After 2 years at Clark College, Sam Elliott left Oregon for Los Angeles, a city so dazzling and ruthless it could swallow dreamers whole. By day, he went door to door carrying his headshots to film studios. By afternoon, he waited in lines for auditions. By night, he worked any job he could find, waiting tables, lifting equipment, fixing props. He lived in a small apartment in Santa Monica, where the walls were so thin he could hear the ocean waves outside. Life was tough, but under that dim light, his dream burned bright. One day, by pure chance, while helping a friend rehearse lines, Sam caught the attention of a television director passing by. A few fleeting seconds on screen, just an extra role, made him realize this was exactly where he was meant to be. From then on, Sam spent every cent he had on acting lessons, learning how to breathe, how to look, and how to stay silent in a way that let the audience still hear the soul of the character, even when he said nothing. The real turning point came in 1976 when Sam was cast in Lifeguard, a small film no one expected would change his life. Under the golden California sun, his melancholic face and gravelly voice mesmerized audiences. No longer an unknown actor, he emerged from the screen with an aura both simple and irresistible, authentic, unforced, and deeply human. After Lifeguard, Western directors began passing his name around Sam Elliott, a man so real you'd swear he was born in the saddle. In 1979, the Sacketts, a television adaptation of Louis L'Amour's novel, introduced Sam Elliott to a wider audience through his portrayal of Orrin Sackett, the calm yet resolute older brother. Without flowery dialogue, his distant gaze and prairie-deep voice convinced viewers that he wasn't merely acting, he was the West itself. The film cemented Sam as a symbol of the American West, a cowboy who lived not only on screen but in the hearts of those who watched him. From then on, Hollywood realized Sam Elliott wasn't just a face, he was the spirit of the frontier. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Sam continued to solidify his place with layered, soulful performances. In Mask 1985, he played Gar, the humble biker boyfriend of Cher's character, proving he was more than a cowboy, he could reach into everyday emotion. By Tombstone 1993, his portrayal of Virgil Earp, calm-eyed before a gunfight, his voice weighted like stone, became unforgettable. Around that same time, his deep bass voice became the voice of America heard in Dodge Ram Coors beer and Smokey Bear commercials, turning Sam Elliott into a cultural icon, a man whose presence evoked trust, strength, and a rare kind of quiet authenticity. Entering the 21st century amid a Hollywood constantly reinventing itself, Sam Elliott remained unwavering, quiet, steady, and faithful to truth in his craft. In Thank You for Smoking, he portrayed Lorne Lutch, a bitter former Marlboro man confronting the cost of fame. His seasoned presence and smoke-tinged voice made audiences realize time had not dimmed Sam. It had only deepened him. 13 years later, at 74, he returned in full glory with A Star is Born 2018. Just a few short scenes, a few glances, and that heavy voice distilled from half a century of living. Sam brought viewers to tears and earned his first Oscar nomination after more than 50 years in the business. With over 100 roles from westerns to modern dramas, Sam Elliott stands as a rare bridge between classic and contemporary Hollywood, proving that a cowboy doesn't need scandals or leading roles to become a legend. In the glamorous yet hollow world of Hollywood, Sam Elliott stands tall, like the unyielding hills of Oregon, winning hearts not through glitter, but through the sincerity of a cowboy's soul. Fans on X call him the reliable uncle, the man who carries the warmth of the West in the cold gleam of his eyes in Tombstone and the quiet pain of A Star is Born. His 40-year love story with Catherine Ross, a rare feat in a world of broken celebrity marriages, made him a symbol of loyalty. Sam isn't just an actor. He's a flame reminding the world that authenticity endures. But it was that same sharp-edged honesty that ignited storms powerful enough to shake all of Hollywood. In 1976, Lifeguard premiered the film that first thrust Sam Elliott's name into Hollywood's spotlight. Yet, soon after the newcomer did the unthinkable, he went head-to-head with the very studio that had made him a star. During an interview about the film's marketing campaign, Sam coldly exposed Paramount, once considered an untouchable empire. He accused them of turning a deeply human story into cheap merchandise, of transforming Lifeguard into a sex movie to sell tickets. They turned it into something it never was. Sam said his eyes as sharp as a blade, his voice sinking low like the wind cutting through the desert. The remark hit Hollywood like a gunshot. A young actor barely starting his career publicly calling out a major studio on live television. Everyone understood what that meant. He had just set fire to his own future. And indeed, within days, Paramount blacklisted Sam Elliott. His name vanished from their roster of potential stars, and other studios grew hesitant, steering clear. From a rising star, he was pushed back into small supporting roles, surviving quietly on mid-tier television films. Yet, instead of collapsing, Sam rose, again rebuilding his career from the ashes, like a lone cowboy walking through a sandstorm, needing no one's pity. 40 years later, Hollywood assumed that the cowboy had mellowed with age. But no, Sam Elliott remained as blunt, fierce, and uncompromising as ever. In 2022, when The Power of the Dog, a film widely hailed as an Oscar masterpiece, was being celebrated everywhere, Sam Elliott suddenly struck a blow that left Hollywood stunned. He called it a pile of phony Western garbage, openly criticizing director Jane Campion for not understanding anything about real cowboys, and accused the film of being full of forced homosexual undertones that insulted the spirit of real Western men. Those words cut through modern Hollywood like a knife. The entire industry erupted. Some applauded him for daring to say what others were too afraid to voice, while others condemned him as conservative, prejudiced, and disrespectful toward a female filmmaker. Within hours, Sam Elliott's name flooded the headlines, and social media exploded, not because of a role, but because of a statement that sent shockwaves through the entire entertainment world. Amid the backlash, Sam Elliott neither hid nor deflected. Weeks later, he appeared on the WTF with Marc Maron podcast, his voice low, deliberate but firm. "I said things that were over the line," he admitted. "I have great respect for Jane Campion. I just reacted instinctively as someone raised in Western culture who felt misunderstood." But that wasn't the right way to express it. That apology didn't silence the storm, but it reminded people why Sam Elliott had always been respected. He made no excuses, blamed no media misinterpretation. He simply nodded, owned his mistake, and moved on calm as a cowboy long accustomed to facing desert winds. Still blunt, still honest, still himself, the one man in Hollywood capable of sparking global debate just by daring to speak his mind. After shaking Hollywood once more, Sam Elliott returned to his sprawling 200-acre ranch in Oregon, where the wind and horses safeguard the unbroken spirit of his soul. Sam Elliott's Oregon ranch rests quietly within a lush green valley where morning fog still lingers above the fields at dawn. He purchased the land in the mid-1990s for about $565, a modest sum by Hollywood standards, yet it became the heart of his second life. The main house, built of wood with a gray shingled roof, sits in the middle of wide open fields, surrounded by white fences stretching toward distant tree lines. Sam has barely altered its original design. Everything remains as rustic as the day he arrived. No crystal chandeliers, no marble staircases, just the warmth and serenity of a real home. Inside, pale wooden floors reflect soft sunlight, and a massive stone fireplace dominates half the living room wall. Through the wide window, Oregon's sky unfolds like a living painting. Catherine Ross, his wife, is the one who tends to the interior. Burlap curtains, oak tables, and old family photographs line the staircase. In the living room, the weathered guitar from his Sackett's days still rests nearby beside a few vintage Western paintings. On the low table sits a stack of yellowed scripts and a small notebook, where Sam continues to jot down pencil notes, a habit he has never abandoned in over half a century. Behind the house stands a modest horse stable. Nothing luxurious, just a row of low wooden stalls where Sam and Catherine keep a few familiar horses and a small flock of sheep. Every morning he wakes up early to feed the animals himself, then leads the horses out into the fields. "I love hearing the sound of hooves when it's still dark before anyone wakes up," he once said. That sound feels like the heartbeat of the earth. Nearby lies a small baseball field, a gift Sam built for himself, born from his lifelong love of the sport. Occasionally, he invites friends or locals over for a few rounds, and afterward, they gather around a fire grill, meat, drink beer, and talk until night falls. Outside the main house, there's a small pool and a wooden hot tub overlooking the open fields. On clear nights, Sam often sits there sipping a light whiskey, listening to the crickets and the wind rustling through the fences. He never plays loud music, only the soft twang of classic country tunes by Merle Haggard or Willie Nelson sounds that summon the past, simple and natural as breathing. Despite his age, Sam keeps his old habits, driving himself into town for groceries, chatting with neighbors, sometimes walking his dog along the dirt road that leads toward the forest's edge. Locals say he's no different from them. Kind quiet, always greeting people with a gentle nod. "He's the nicest man around here," a resident of Willamette Valley said. No one realizes he's a Hollywood star until they hear that unmistakable voice. In recent years, Sam has only made small upgrades for comfort: a modern heating system, automatic water pumps, a few light controls. But everything remains discreet, never showy. "They just make life easier," he said, "but they don't change the way I live." In that silence, Sam Elliott found what Hollywood could never give him: peace. Here, every morning begins with hoofbeats instead of camera shutters. Every evening ends with firelight instead of stage lights. The Oregon Ranch isn't just a home, it's the living remnant of a cowboy's soul, a man who stayed true to himself even as the world around him changed beyond recognition. If the Oregon Ranch represents the quiet, grounded chapter of Sam Elliott's life, then his Malibu estate stands as a monument to his past, a place that preserves the years he shared with Hollywood's golden glow. Purchased by Sam Elliott in the 1970s, when Malibu was still a tranquil seaside town just beginning to transform into a haven. For the elite, the property quickly became one of the crown jewels of his portfolio. Today, the home's estimated value ranges between $6 and $10 million. Covering nearly 7,000 square feet, it perfectly blends rustic strength with California elegance. Built from handcrafted timber, every architectural line seems to embrace the surrounding hills, creating an atmosphere that feels both expansive and intimate. Nestled amid classic Malibu scenery, perched between rolling hills overlooking majestic mountains, and only minutes from the Pacific Ocean, the villa offers a perfect harmony of serenity and vitality. Inside the house radiates understated sophistication, 6 bedrooms and over 6 bathrooms, each designed for privacy and comfort. The centerpiece is a high-ceilinged living room with exposed wooden beams and a massive stone fireplace reminiscent of the old frontier, a tribute to the Western legacy that defined Elliott's career. The open-concept kitchen merges seamlessly with the dining area, while a compact bar corner adds a sense of warmth and intimacy during gatherings. Despite its size, the house avoids the coldness of luxury mansions. Instead, it feels like a true home. Here, Sam Elliott and his wife, actress Catherine Ross, raised their daughter Cleo and enjoyed a peaceful life far from the chaos of Los Angeles. The outdoor area unfolds like a painting, a wide terrace embracing the mountains, a built-in fireplace, and a stone fire pit for long, starry evenings. It's easy to imagine Elliott there, mustache framed by the firelight, deep voice rumbling softly as he sips a drink and listens to the wind from the Pacific. In that meeting place of fire, wind, and sea, Sam Elliott ceases to be a movie star. He becomes a part of Malibu itself, silent yet eternal. Even his way of traveling between the ranch and the coast tells its own story. His collection of vehicles, from rugged pickup trucks to elegant SUVs, mirrors the harmony between authenticity and refinement that has defined Sam Elliott's entire life. It's almost impossible to picture Sam Elliott without imagining the silhouette of a rugged pickup truck, and the Dodge Ram 1500 ST has become virtually synonymous with that image. Typically priced between $30,000 and $45,000, the Ram is famed for its durability and muscle, available with either a V6 or V8 engine, powerful enough for towing, agile for ranch work, yet smooth on long drives. For Elliott, it's more than just transportation, it's an extension of his Western identity. Perhaps that's why he became the official voice of Dodge for over 2 decades. Sam's gravel-deep tone, paired with the roar of a Ram engine, has become a staple of American culture, a symbol of strength, reliability, and hard-working spirit. When practicality takes precedence, Elliott turns to the Chevrolet Suburban, a quintessential American SUV. Priced around $60,000 today, the Suburban has long been the go-to vehicle for those who need both size and power, a spacious 9-seat cabin towing capacity rivaling most trucks, and enduring popularity across Hollywood for decades. With its robust V8 leather interior, advanced safety suite, and comprehensive entertainment system, the vehicle is perfect for cross-country drives or hauling equipment to film sets. When Malibu life calls for a touch more sophistication, Elliott opts for the 2016 Range Rover Sport SDV6. Originally priced around $85,000, this luxury SUV fuses British precision with authentic off-road capability. Its diesel V6 runs smoothly and efficiently, while adaptive suspension ensures comfort from the Pacific Coast Highway to the rough ranch trails. It's the kind of vehicle that allows Elliott to glide effortlessly from a Hollywood red carpet to a quiet weekend in Oregon without missing a beat. Perhaps the most nostalgic piece in his collection is the 1971 Ford F-250, custom not merely a truck, but a time capsule. With its classic V8 engine boxy frame and minimalist design, the F-250 boasts a long bench seat, analog gauges, and virtually no ornamentation, yet it exudes a timeless charisma modern cars can't replicate. For Elliott, this truck isn't just for driving, it's a bridge to the past, a reminder of the cowboy spirit that shaped both his career and his personal life. Behind the homes and impressive car collection lies the inevitable question after such a long and steady career: how much has he accumulated? Estimates place Sam Elliott's net worth at over $20 million, modest compared to many of his Hollywood contemporaries, yet a clear testament to decades of persistence and his distinct place in American culture. Unlike other stars, Sam Elliott didn't amass wealth through blockbuster lead roles or enormous endorsement deals. His fortune grew gradually, film by film, contract by contract, year after year of dedicated craft. After more than half a century of work, he's earned not only financial success, but also credibility, that rare, intangible form of wealth Hollywood no longer easily preserves. Elliott's primary income comes from film and television. From the 1970s through the 1990s, he appeared in a string of defining works: Mask, 1985, Roadhouse, 1989, Tombstone, 1993, and Gettysburg, 1993 films that etched him into the image of the Western man, quiet, steady, and honest. At his peak, each major project earned him between $1 and $2 million, not including profit shares and residual royalties. Entering the 21st century, even as Hollywood shifted, Sam maintained his stature. Roles in Thank You for Smoking 2005, Up in the Air 2009. The Hero 2017 and A Star is Born 2018 proved that his magnetism came not from youth or physique, but from depth and authenticity. His portrayal of Bobby in A Star is Born, brief but powerful, earned him his first Oscar nomination at 74, a fitting reward for a lifetime of steadfast artistry. But what truly defines Sam Elliott isn't just his performances, it's that deep, husky voice that has become an American emblem. For decades, he has lent it to national ad campaigns from Dodge Ram trucks and Coors Beer to IBM Smokey Bear and the American Beef Council. That voice, slow and steady like wind over the prairie, made him the natural choice for brands seeking trust and genuineness. Each voiceover contract brought in hundreds of thousands, even millions, with some campaigns running for years, providing him a steady income rivaling his film work. Additionally, Elliott continues to earn residuals from classic titles. The Big Lebowski 1998 and Tombstone 1993, now cult favorites, still generate revenue through streaming syndication and re-releases. Recent TV projects like 1883 and Landman have further expanded his income streams, proving that even in his 70s, Sam Elliott remains both commercially valuable and deeply respected in the industry. A significant portion of Sam Elliott's wealth lies in two iconic properties that define his life, one in Oregon and one in Malibu. His 200-acre ranch in the Willamette Valley, purchased in the mid-1990s for just around $560,000, is now estimated to be worth several $million thanks to its location and the steep rise in land value. Meanwhile, his wooden villa in Malibu, perched on a hillside overlooking the Pacific Ocean, was bought in the 1970s for a modest sum, but is now valued between $6 and $10 million. The two places, one a symbol of peace and connection with nature, the other a testament to his perseverance in Hollywood, together paint a complete portrait of Sam Elliott's life. Despite owning a fortune worth tens of millions, Sam Elliott has never seen money as the measure of a person's worth. He continues to live simply, driving himself, cooking his own meals, and choosing homes that breathe the spirit of the earth rather than the opulence of fame. Yet behind that calm, private exterior, he is one of the few in Hollywood who gives quietly, not through publicity or grand gestures, but through a deep, genuine respect for people and for nature. For Sam, charity isn't an obligation, it's a natural part of living. He rarely appears at glitzy auctions or fundraising galas, yet many organizations receive his quiet, consistent support, as if it were his way of giving back for the good fortune life has afforded him. One of the causes closest to his heart is the American Cancer Society, to which he has donated both time and money. After losing several close friends to the disease, Sam has often used his image to raise awareness and inspire donations, appearing in public service videos without accepting a single dollar in return, simply to spread hope to those fighting for their lives. His respect for military service members has also become a cornerstone of his philanthropy. Sam is a longtime supporter of the Gary Sinise Foundation, which builds homes and provides rehabilitation for wounded veterans. "I grew up in a time when honor wasn't an outdated word," he once said. "Those soldiers remind me of that." In addition, he works with the National Parks Conservation Association to protect America's national parks and the Humane Society to care for abandoned animals. For him, protecting nature is not just a duty, it's a way of preserving the memory of the West, the land that nurtured his soul since childhood. All of these acts take place quietly, with no stage and no headlines. During a small gathering in Oregon, he once said, "If you help someone and then talk about it, that good deed loses half its meaning." True to his words, most of his contributions are known only through others, through small, real changes in the lives of those he's touched. Looking back on Sam Elliott's life, one sees a rare continuity between the man on screen and the man behind it. On film, he embodies loyalty, honesty, and the spirit of the West. Off-screen, he lives by those same values, giving not for recognition or duty, but simply because it's the right thing to do. And to truly understand the man behind that legendary mustache, one must step into his private world, where love and family have quietly shaped the real Sam Elliott beyond the lights of Hollywood. In a world where celebrity marriages often flare and fade like fireworks, Sam Elliott and Catherine Ross stand as a rare exception, a quiet love story lasting over 40 years, built on respect and patience rather than fleeting romance. They first met on the set of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, 1969. At the time, Ross was already a star from The Graduate, while Sam was an unknown actor standing silently in a few brief scenes. I was there, but she had no idea who I was. He later recalled with the gentle smile of a young man who hadn't yet dared to approach the woman he admired. Nearly a decade later, fate brought them together again on the Legacy 1978. Amid the cold English countryside, they found a quiet sense of connection. There was something about her that put me at ease, Sam said. A year later, they married, beginning a steadfast journey that would endure every storm Hollywood could bring. Their marriage was never loud or dramatic. They avoided parties, maintained their own rhythm of life, and devoted most of their time to each other. Sam once said, "Catherine is the reason I became a better man. Every day with her is a gift." A short sentence, yet it carries his entire life philosophy that peace always begins with simplicity. They have one daughter, Cleo Rose Elliott, born in 1984, the same year her parents married. Cleo inherited her mother's beauty and her father's artistic soul, pursuing careers in music and modeling, and occasionally appearing alongside her parents at special events. Though she went through a rebellious phase, family has always been her safe harbor. "My dad is the strongest man I know," Cleo once said, "and my mom is the gentle light in everything." Today, Sam and Catherine divide their time between the ranch in Oregon and their Malibu home. They've slowed down, reading, cooking, tending to their horses, and welcoming their daughter home on weekends. In his rare interviews, Sam still speaks with that slow, sincere cadence. "I've played many roles in my life, but the one I love most is being a husband and a father." Perhaps it is that love, quiet, enduring, and unpretentious, that has kept Sam Elliott whole amid the glitter of Hollywood. Nearing 80, he still lives like the characters he once portrayed, calm, honest, and fiercely true to himself. Looking back on Sam Elliott's journey, the legacy he leaves behind isn't measured in the number of roles he's played, but in how he has lived with integrity, humility, and constancy in a fickle world. For more than half a century, he never chased trends or flaunted fame. Even in the briefest roles, Sam leaves an unforgettable impression because authenticity can't be imitated. In a noisy world, he chose to live quietly, guided by the same steadfast simplicity and honor that defined the Western men he portrayed. Now approaching 80, Sam still rides at dawn across the misty Oregon fields, living fully in the peace he spent a lifetime seeking. And if you love stories about real lives behind the spotlight, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss upcoming episodes. And if there's someone you'd like us to cover, a legend, a star, or a name that once shook Hollywood, leave a comment below. Who knows? The story you suggest today might be the one we bring to life in our next video.